True, but what good is that now?
You never know when we'll need something to bargain with.
We stripped him of his armor when we brought him in. Here, Legate.
Our scouts report no sign of Legio Ferrata. I knew we should not have trusted him.
He is the consul of Rome. What choice did we have?
He is the consul of Rome, and that is the reason why we should not have trusted him.
Dumnorix and Divitiacus have sent the supplies they promised. It's not much, but at this point anything is better than nothing, I'd say. Either way, this will be the most difficult campaign we'll ever face.
Who knows? As a rule of thumb, I don't trust people who claim they can talk to gods.
And you trust everyone else.
I didn't say that.
Indeed. We did fine without him in Africa.
Right. Let's get to work, people. In his legs.
Maybe. Probably. But we do not have a choice.
What? Hortensius is the best medicus of the Legion. You trusted the wrong man, and you have suffered. Don't you worry about him. Ambiorix is a smart man who laid an elaborate trap for an inexperienced legatus, and almost succeeded. He and Catawalcus played... What did you expect? Is your opinion of me really that low? I have told you before, the animosity between our families means nothing when we're representing Rome itself. Betraying you would be a betrayal of Rome. That level of pettiness may come to you intuitively, but not so fast. Rest a little until you're feeling well. I am the only reason you're still alive. Your courage is admirable, but it needs to be tempered with reason. We will be victorious, make no mistake, but only if you listen to me. Take care of her, Hortensius, and let me know when she's fit enough to lead her men again.
Well, he is dead now, and we remain alive. My concern now is that other two-faced son of a dog, Lurko. He must have some other plan for us. But I'll be fucked if I can see it.
King Aquilinus. I would describe myself as... amused?
You despicable snake!
Careful, Centurio. He looks fragile.
I don't care! Son of a whore!
Do what you want. You have achieved nothing. I am but an instrument to death's will. Besides, who's going to believe you, Legate? What do I get in return? Put yourself in my place for a moment. It doesn't matter if my actions were justified. The Senate will crucify me for what I've done. And if I don't cooperate? What? Will you kill me? Seems like a lose-lose situation to me.
An interesting conundrum indeed. However, if you intend to not testify at all, keeping you alive is a useless action. In fact, one advantage of killing you would be to experience the relief of revenge achieved, however temporarily.
What?
He is threatening you. Politely.
Is that all you can offer me? Threats? Tempting. This offer is difficult to refuse. If you double-cross me, though, I will find you. What do you want to know? Irrelevant. They were mercenaries. I hired them on Consul Vitellius's behalf.
I think we have enough evidence to get that bastard exiled forever. We will stride into the Pomerium as civilians once more, with pride in our eyes. That is not an option. We'll need to make sure everyone understands what happened. We cannot count on the facts to speak for themselves. They will certainly take some convincing. It is unfortunate that we had to kill a few Praetorians. But let us not forget the fact that they were criminals. It's been a pleasure, genuinely. You always stood by my side, even if it was against your own interests. I will never forget that. I've been thinking. You've done the right thing by not crossing the Rubicon with the Legion. It's bigger than you or me. Our republic is built on certain pillars. To remove just one such pillar might destroy our society. They won't. The Senate is a virtuous and wise institution. They'll see the truth of the matter. Cicero is probably the best advocate in the Republic, and he's the consul. But what do I know? I'm just a soldier. Yet, we are at their mercy now. It's frustrating. Callida was a bit preoccupied. She's concerned about Corvinus. You know that sneaky bastard is still unaccounted for. His attitude has become quite a bit more cooperative overnight. He will talk if he survives, meaning if we can restrain Bestia. We all have different ways of dealing with grief. I've sent him away. He's probably drowning his sorrows in wine now. The consul has announced that he wants to question this criminal himself, so I expect him to send some of his lictors our way. We are prepared for them. Always. She was supposed to be here. I don't know what she's doing. At once.
Enemy of the people! I have had your co-conspirators arrested, and they are patiently waiting for their moment of execution. But my own patience is wearing thin. I know villains like you do not have a sense of honor or virtue. Nevertheless, I know you were at least born Roman. If you have a speck of honor left, confess and surrender.
Consul, what are you doing? You can't publicly execute people without trial. Our laws forbid such despotism.
As dictator, prescription is well within my rights. The people of Rome saw fit to grant me that power. Who are you to question the wisdom of the people? They are people, are they not? They might have stopped serving you a long time ago, seeing how you are an enemy of the people. They are your compatriots, complicit in the same treason as you. They deserve death as much as you do. It is wartime. You of all people should understand what that means. I am still dictator. Nobody needs to appoint me as Iudex. I can do whatever I want in the best interest of Rome. And right now, I judge you guilty of the crime of treason. Will you submit yourself to my punishment? Indeed. I wonder who's going to stop me then. Unless your intention is to bore me to death, I would like to start executing these criminals.
This is bullshit! Those people are heroes!
They've done nothing wrong! Let them go!
You have lost your control, Lurko. Look at the faces of these people, your fellow citizens. They're afraid.
Only criminals and traitors should be afraid of me.
They're afraid of what you have turned the Republic into. that fear will turn into anger the moment anyone decides to stand up and protect the Republic.
You're a good tactician. Consider your position now. Your prisoners are the only advantage you possess, but they're only valuable while they're still alive. The legatus can wait until you turn yourself into a murderer.
Or we can simply kill you and save them all. Then you will have achieved nothing here.
You wouldn't do that. You're men of law and order.
You still fail to think like a warrior. Your foe is in front of you. Strike him down and be done with it!
It's all right. I'm already half dead. You'd be doing me a favor.
Don't let me die like this! At hands of this pathetic man! You've done much for me, but I don't owe you my life!
I've shed blood in the name of Rome since the day I was born, and today shall be no different. Let him execute us, if that's what it takes to save the Republic. It's not for nothing. It's for everything.
Enough! Make your decision. As you wish. Who shall we take first?
If you must kill someone, take me. I will gladly lay down my life to save my friends.
That's not gonna happen. She loves you too much. You have to stay alive for her. This city never wanted me. I've been wandering for too long. A stranger in my own home. Kill me! What do I care?
Don't do it! This isn't justice!
I decide what is just! Execute her!
I will make you pay for this, Loco. I swear it by all the gods! You have killed an innocent woman!
Julia Calidar was many things, but she was not innocent. And you know it. A traitor to the Republic has been brought to justice. I truly wonder what you will do now. I'm a man of my word. Witnesses? Who's going to hold me responsible? I am dictator in perpetuo!
This is sick! It's an atrocity!
What's next? Will you have Pompeius executed too?
Calm yourselves! People of Rome, I am you... Don't you understand? A firm hand is what the Republic needs!
Despot! Tyrant! Down with him!
Get him! Pull him down from there!
Get me out of here! Just get me out!
You're on your own, consul!
Coward!
Webius Vitellius Lurco, you're not going anywhere! Throw yourself at the mercy of the Senate!
You can't do this. You don't have the authority. Get your hands off me! I am your consul!
Not for long, we'll see to that.
You won. My friend, you did it.
Now, you do look better today.
Such things are natural. You've been tested physically and mentally. Furthermore, you've triumphed over your opponent. He has been stripped of his title and office.
Even in death, Julia Calida has the last laugh.
No compromise. Right up until the end.
Lurco will certainly be exiled, or even executed. The Senate doesn't have a high opinion of traitors. Obviously, you'll have to testify. There were accusations on both sides. The Senate must hear your side of the story.
If you will forgive me for bringing this up, I believe this will be good for your political career. That is for you to decide, of course. But you should know that politics is just war under a different name. As far as the Senate is concerned, you are a tragic hero who brought a corrupt consul to justice. Your voice is greatly respected now in all layers of our society.
Cato is right. Both the optimates and the populares admire you. And you have won the love of the people as well. Even without an official position, you hold great power in Rome.
Truly, you are an interesting person. Very well, I respect your wish.
You did save them. Those who remain alive have you to thank for it. This chapter ends, and another chapter begins. Fortuna alone knows what the future holds.
Though many believed the savior of Rome might have held influence to rival any consul if she had chosen to remain active in politics, it seemed she had no appetite for power any longer. Had her struggle against a rigid system that resisted the ambition of women at every turn soured her view on the Republic? Or did she merely feel that her duty towards Rome no longer overshadowed her obligations towards her family? We will never know. What is clear from the letters of Cicero is that though she was no longer directly involved in the politics of Rome, her virtue and her selfless devotion to the Republic had set a new example for all those who would aspire to hold office. It was this lingering influence that led to a strengthening of democracy, increasing prosperity for patrician and plebeian alike, and to a gradual softening of the ancient familial roles that Rome had imposed upon its people since time immemorial. Rome, for a time at least, backed away from the temptation of empire and the threat of tyranny that always follows it. Cineros. Once he had been an athlete, a wrestler, and a troublemaker. But in our story, he was a servus, a protector, and a mentor. He had died diligently performing the task to which he had devoted himself, protecting his ward. Cineros was given a tomb in Rome's finest cemetery, next to his old dominus, whose death had incited this story. Though his death had been unexpected, he met his end with dignity and resolve. He had received forgiveness and, after a fashion, vindication for the mistakes of his youth. He was missed by all those who knew him. Ever faithful and supportive, CAESO stayed by the side of his beloved. The Centurio had always seemed destined to meet a violent end in some faraway land. But he found to his surprise that a quiet life suited him. But not so quiet as to lack drink and debauchery, of course. Lucia and their child were well taken care of, though they never played a great part in CAESO's life. His wife gave him many healthy children of their own, and he proved to be an excellent father to them. What emotion had moved Julia Callida to give her life for her friends? Did she hope to atone for her past misdeeds? Did she feel she had less reason to live than they did? Or was it simply a selfless desire to protect the only people who she had ever truly trusted? Whatever the cause, her death had changed the Republic forever. A Senate resolution posthumously absolved her of all crimes, and she was laid to rest in a prestigious tomb in Rome. The friends she left behind to grieve her death would always remember her as a somewhat tragic figure, a woman who was never permitted to simply live the life she wanted. Yet her story was also proof that the circumstances of your birth are not the only chance you'll ever have to find a family. Bestia stayed in Rome and remained close friends with his old companions, going out of his way to stay in touch with them all. no matter the distance that separated them. He returned to the arena, but no longer as a gladiator. His new vocation was to teach Pancration, inspired by the story of his old magister Cineros. Though it brought him little wealth, there is no doubt it made him happy. As soon as things had quieted down, Bestia traveled to Africa once more to look for his sister. He did find her and bring her home, and she lived happily there for the rest of her life. Once everything had settled down, Deianira returned to her homeland in Scythia, where she reconnected with her family. She brought some of them with her back to Rome, where they settled into a life of luxury. Though they would never feel quite at home in the city, they found that it was much easier to be outsiders together than alone. Deianira always remained loyal to her friends. Vitellius Scaevola left Roman politics and moved to Upper Latium with his wife Liviana, where they raised their children together in peace. Cato remained an important figure in Roman politics, grudgingly respected even by those among the population who desired change. He remained a defender of the patrician class, a shield against the pandering and opportunism of more populist voices. He himself was elected consul twice throughout his life, and his years in the position were generally favorably regarded. Cicero served one more year as consul before his retirement. In his old days, he lived a quiet life on a farm in Sicily, where he was greatly beloved by the people for his time as quaestor. He continued to write many books on politics and law. With Mithridates dead and his sons lacking his ability to rule, Pontus was soon annexed by Rome. The region never again rose to prominence. With Zenobia in charge of Musia, it became once more a peaceful part of the Roman province of Asia Minor. With her focus on trade and strong ties to the neighboring regions, her people enjoyed a period of great prosperity. Without the leadership of Damianos, the rebellion of his gladiators soon spiraled out of control, beginning what became known as the Servile War. Escaped slaves terrorized the Roman citizens throughout Thracia until the wealthy senator Crassus brutally defeated them and crucified thousands along the road towards Rome. Lunia's death sent Nazarmanes spiraling into a fractious conflict as greedy elders from minor tribes attempted to fill the void her passing had left behind. Though Queen Cleopatra attempted to bring the region under control, her attentions were too divided, the conflict too great for her to manage. Rome was forced to send more legions to enforce peace and stability with an iron fist. Though Africa Proconsularis eventually saw peace again, the traditions and culture of the Berber population were lost forever. Queen Cleopatra Philopator was, from the day of her coronation, a greatly beloved Queen of Egypt. Revered and admired by the population, she spent many of her days traveling up and down the Nile to visit her subjects and address their troubles and concerns. Under her rule, Egypt remained a powerful and prosperous nation and a strong ally of Rome. The fruits of the Nile flowed freely to the people of the Republic. After traveling all across Africa for many years, going wherever her instincts took her, Rhea eventually returned to Memphis and to the service of Tenea at the Temple of Ubasti. When her mentor passed away, Rhea naturally assumed the mantle as High Priestess of the Cat Goddess. Though the old faith was dwindling, she was greatly beloved by many, and her temple prospered, always home to many, many, many cats. With Dioteuchus once more assuming rulership of the Aedui, the tribe maintained a strong alliance with Rome, and through it, they greatly prospered. With the aid of the Aedui, Gallia slowly unified under Roman rule, and civilization soon began to creep into those lands in the form of paved roads, aqueducts, and fortified Roman towns. In his old age, did the Druid ever regret hastening the absorption and suppression of his own faith and culture? We will never know. The once proud and strong Arwerni were greatly reduced by the defeat of Vercingetorix, but his survival gave them hope. His will to make war upon Rome had been crushed, but he remained a strong figure of leadership among his people, even despite his failures. With his guidance, the tribes of Gallia remained unified and somewhat at peace, and vestiges of their culture and traditions survived their gradual subjugation under Rome. In this work, I have done my best to recount the history of this fascinating period, truthfully and accurately. As I have scoured the sources and spoken to many who claimed to have heard the story from someone who was there at the time, one thing that has stood out to me is the pivotal moments along the way where our story could have turned out very differently. In her darkest moods, the savior of Rome must have wondered if there was anything she could have done differently to save her friends. Perhaps if she had struck down Vitellius Lurco on that stage, or if she had gone so far as to bring her legion across the Rubicon, none of her companions would have had to die. But for those of us left to live in a peaceful and strong republic, what transpired seems like the best possible outcome. Our republic was saved, and the villain, Vitellius Lurco, was brought to justice. One should always take care when second-guessing historical figures with the benefit of hindsight. Here in the present, there will never truly be a way for you to know how you might have acted if you had lived in the past. Nor can you ever be certain how history will remember you.